Try to hold the camera a little more steady this time. So, what to do when you feel triggered? This could be a hot topic these days of everybody feeling triggered by this or that or feeling offended by things. Basically, hopefully this mic is still working good. Basically, what to do when you feel triggered. First, you're going to have to notice and be aware that you're triggered. Okay, this might sound pedantic or ridiculous, but just by becoming aware that you have been triggered, you are now observing yourself rather than lost in the reaction. Okay? Doesn't mean you're going to have 100% control over yourself right away, but just by stopping and noticing that you've been triggered, that's going to start to cause a change because you're going to be aware in a different way. Then there's 2 steps. One is a little bit longer, more involved, something you can do every day that will eliminate triggers over time, something I learned from Jeffrey Setiowan. But the first thing, after you become aware that you've been triggered, is don't express it. Don't react out of anger. If there's something that needs to be said to the person or to the people in the situation that triggered you, you'll be able to say it and communicate yourself much more clearly, much more calmly, and much more effectively if you can wait and do so when you're not emotionally charged. So then the second step is to do something with your body. Now that could be some push-ups, that could be face stretches. So what you might want to do is go to the bathroom if you're in a work situation or in a public situation. If you're at your home and it was like your partner or your kids or something, you can just tell them, hey, I'm going to take a moment and relax, and then we'll talk about this later. Just defer to later on. And then you go to the bathroom and do something like one of the exercises from here on the Command Z YouTube channel, like slow, deliberate, intense face stretches while breathing for 3 minutes, or shoulder exercise I like to call Atlas Shrugged, where you pull the shoulders up towards your ears, hold for a full minute, and thrust them back down. And you breathe the whole time while you're holding. I'll demonstrate that in more detail, but you can also find a number of exercises here on the various playlists and here on the channel. And then in a lot of our courses as well, and a lot of our live and in-person and pre-recorded courses, you'll find a huge suite of tools that you can use in this regard. But the main point is, number one, just become aware that you're triggered. So now you're aware. Then don't react in that moment. As best you can, resist any kind of reacting. Just defer the conversation to another time when you're not so emotionally charged. Then do go find some space for yourself and do some kind of physical exercise. The best are like the Radical Undoing exercises that are actually made to dissolve and burn through chronic tensions and chronic reactions. Okay, it might not be like a magic bullet the first time you try them, but they have cumulative effects over time. Okay, and then if you're doing the lay down sessions every week, you're also going to be getting less and less triggered and more aware. Added bonus to that is you'll feel everything more intensely. You'll feel more alive at all times, in both the so-called positive and negative ways. But those feelings won't afflict you or affect you as much as they probably do now. And then the other part I wanted to mention, just going deeper with the triggers, is now that you're aware of them while they're happening, each day, and you can do this in the morning or before you go to bed, make note of the 3 most recent times that you were triggered. So let's give one example. Say somebody cuts you off when it was your right-of-way in a car. So then you freaked out and screamed and whatever, honked your horn. So you write down that's what triggered you. Then you write down how must I be interpreting this? Because there's interpretations happening out of awareness. How am I interpreting this situation that's leading to this feeling, this reaction? You write out a few until something seems right, and then you write out new interpretations, like, oh, that person didn't see me, or they were in a hurry, their wife was dying, or they had to get to the hospital, or simply like it's just not personal. If someone cuts you off in traffic, it's just not personal. So you make a list for you of possible reinterpretations that will then dissolve that reaction. Okay, and when you get the right one, it will dissolve that reaction forever. So you can do that exercise in 10, let's say 10 minutes a day. And as you do so, you're going to burn through the triggers that seem impossible to get rid of. Okay, so that's the deeper step if you want to take it further. So that's what to do when you feel triggered and how to overcome those triggers forever. Try it out. Leave a note in the comments. Let me know how it goes. Leave me any questions of anything else you'd like me to answer. And we'll do a lot more of these short videos by the river, mainly because I like being down here. So enjoy, and I'll drop in a few minutes and show you that shoulder exercise, how to relax and detense the shoulders in 1 minute. 1 minute per day. See you soon. Enjoy.